Hi, welcome to the African World Channel. Mohamed Bazoum, once the president of Niger, is now being held captive by his former security guards in a part of his house that's cut off from the rest. It's been 9 long months since he was removed from power in a coup, and during this time, he hasn't been able to talk to his lawyers or his family. The military group that took over wants to remove his presidential protection so they can put him on trial for serious crimes like treason, which could put him in prison for life. His friends who were close to him have either been locked up or had to run away, and other countries that used to support him are now keeping their distance, leaving Mr. Bazoum pretty much forgotten about in the world of politics. Remember to subscribe to our channel, give the video a thumbs up, and share it with others to help us reach a wider audience. Now let's get back to the video. Imagine being the leader of a nation one day, and the next, finding yourself confined to a room, cut off from the world, and facing the looming threat of imprisonment. This is the stark reality for Mohamed Bazoum, the ousted president of Niger, whose life has taken a dramatic turn since a military coup abruptly ended his presidency. For 9 long months, Bazoum has been held captive by his own former security guards in a secluded section of his residence. Unable to communicate with his lawyers or even his own family, he remains in limbo, facing accusations of treason and other charges that could result in life behind bars. His once bustling political career now hangs by a thread as he languishes forgotten by many in the corridors of power. As soldiers have seized power in several West and Central African countries in recent years, individual freedoms have been curtailed and civilian rule has been delayed. Mr. Bazoum's situation is unique as he remains detained only a few hundred feet from the presidential compound and his captor, General Abdourahmane Tiani. The military government in Niger has accused Mr. Bazoum of failing to secure the country from Islamist insurgents, but analysts believe that political rivalries were the true cause for his removal from power. Mr. Bazoum faces a hearing on May 10th that could strip his presidential immunity, leading to possible prosecutions on various charges including treason and plotting against the state's safety. He has been held in a bedroom with no direct daylight and limited access to the outside world. The extreme conditions have taken a toll on him and his family, with temperatures reaching over 105 degrees Fahrenheit outside and limited access to electricity and communication devices. Mr. Bazoum spends his days exercising and reading to pass the time while in captivity. As a former high school philosophy teacher who was elected president in 2021, Mr. Bazoum embarked on a courageous mission to combat corruption, enhance education, and he also made significant strides building foreign alliances during his brief time in power. He was seen as a promising leader by Western countries and international partners who provided support in various forms. However, the internal political situation in Niger has led to his downfall and subsequent detention. The international community remains divided on the best approach to secure his release and encourage a return to civilian rule in Niger. Despite initial hopes for his release, Mr. Bazoum remains under the control of the military junta, with little possibility of freedom in the near future. The current junta in Niger has forced out Western countries such as the United States and France while forging new alliances with Russia. Mr. Bazoum's closest advisors and family members are concerned about his plight and fear that his next move may be to be transferred to jail. His detention highlights the challenges faced by deposed leaders in West Africa and the risks associated with political instability in the region. The situation surrounding Mohamed Bazoum's detainment underscores a critical lesson for African leaders who prioritize foreign interests over the well-being of their own nations. Bazoum's case epitomizes the consequences of such actions, revealing a stark reality where leaders engage in transactions that benefit foreign powers while neglecting the basic needs of their own citizens. Allowing foreign military bases and selling off natural resources like uranium at discounted rates in exchange for foreign support may seem advantageous in the short term, promising political stability and economic assistance. However, the long-term ramifications are severe, as demonstrated by Bazoum's downfall and subsequent captivity. By prioritizing foreign interests over domestic needs, leaders like Bazoum perpetuate a cycle of dependency and exploitation, where their countries remain underdeveloped and their citizens deprived of essential resources like electricity. While foreign alliances and investments can undoubtedly bring benefits, they must not come at the expense of national sovereignty and the welfare of the people. Bazoum's detention serves as a cautionary tale for leaders across the African continent, reminding them of the importance of prioritizing the interests of their own citizens above external influences. It highlights the need for transparent governance, accountable leadership, and policies that prioritize sustainable development and the well-being of the populace. Ultimately, the plight of Bazoum and the people of Niger underscores the urgent need for African leaders to break free from the shackles of corruption and prioritize the true interests of their nations, ensuring that resources are utilized for the benefit of all citizens rather than serving the agendas of foreign powers. Only through such principled leadership can Africa realize its full potential and emerge from the shadows of exploitation and dependency. The notion of presidential immunity in Africa, or anywhere else for that matter, is fundamentally flawed. No leader should be above the law, shielded from prosecution for actions that betray the interests of their own country. The case of Mohamed Bazoum serves as a poignant example of why presidential immunity should be abolished across the continent. Presidents, like all citizens, must be held accountable for their actions. When they act against the interests of their nation, whether through corruption, collusion with foreign powers, or other betrayals of public trust, they should face the full consequences of the law. Immunity only serves to perpetuate a culture of impunity, where leaders can act with impunity, knowing they are shielded from accountability. Bazoum's situation underscores the urgency of this matter. If he is found guilty of crimes against his own country, he should face the same punishment as any other citizen would. Imprisoning him would not only serve as justice for his actions, but also send a powerful message to other African leaders who prioritize foreign interests over those of their own people. By holding leaders accountable, Africa can begin to break free from the cycle of corruption and exploitation that has plagued the continent for far too long. It is time for a new era of governance, where leaders are servants of the people, not puppets of foreign powers. Imprisoning Bazoum would be a crucial step towards transforming Africa and instilling a sense of fear in leaders who seek to sabotage their own countries for personal gain. We value your input. What lessons do you think African leaders can learn from Bazoum's story about prioritizing national interests over foreign agendas? What steps do you think can be taken to prevent leaders from becoming puppets to foreign interests? Please share your opinions in the comment section below. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, like this video, and share it with others. Thank you for watching.